Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk about one of the Packers' weaknesses. There's no question they've been great so far this year, 4-1. Even though we've been without so many of our best players on defense, Za'Darius Smith, Jaire Alexander out for a while. We've talked about that multiple times because it's probably one of the, biggest storylines, the fact that the Packers are missing lots of their best players, have missed Kevin King as well as Chris Barnes a little bit. Then on offense, being without David Bakhtiari, Elgton Jenkins, our two best offensive linemen, two of the best players in the offense, as well as MVS being on the IR, also missing center Josh Myers last week. I'm very, happy that the Packers have been able to come out 4-1, even though they've had all these injuries. So there's no question they've been great, but there definitely are, I'd say, some weaknesses, a specific weakness, both on the offense and the defense that I want to talk about in this video here today. But if you guys are new, you want to see more Packers news, Packers content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I put out Packers videos like once to twice a day. I also have a second channel if you want to see that. I put out videos around the NFL that is not the Packers, so I'll leave that in the description down below. So when we take a look at this Packers team starting off 4-1, one of the, good things, positive things that we've seen from the Packers is their ability to finish in close games. Obviously, you'd love to see every game be a blowout, just won by a ton, but I think, the close games sort of show what a team has because, when the playoffs come around, lots of times those aren't close games. Lots of times those are, they come down to the wire. It comes down to, can your team be clutch in the times where it matters most? And we've seen two games where the Packers, finished off, winning by a field goal against that game versus the 49ers. Mason Crosby hits that game-winning field goal. And then, of course, last week's game versus the Cincinnati Bengals. That was definitely one of the wildest games ever. But Mason Crosby did come in there clutch at the end. The Packers won that game in overtime. So that's one thing I do like about this Packers team is their ability to finish off, come out with the win, even in those close games that come down to the wire. So the one area where the Packers defense really has struggled, as well as the offense, but first off, we'll cover the defense, has been in the red zone. The Packers defense has allowed teams to score 13 touchdowns on 13 red zone attempts. So teams are 100% when it comes to scoring touchdowns when they get into the red zone versus the Packers defense. Obviously, that is just not good. It's not good if teams are scoring every single time they get into the red zone. So that's definitely something the Packers, I think, need to work on and find a way to fix that issue, because if that happens, coming to the playoffs, lots of these teams have great offenses that, we're going to have to be able to get stops in the red zone. The one good thing for the Packers, though, is that they have been pretty good when it comes to making sure teams don't get into the red zone. The Packers defense right now is tied for 5th in the NFL when it comes to how many times they allow teams to get into the red zone per game. They are allowing teams to get to the red zone 2.6 times per game, which is tied for 5th in the NFL. So even though the Packers have been allowing touchdowns every single time the other opposing team has gotten to the red zone, they have been pretty good at keeping them out of the red zone. So that's a positive. But if teams get to the red zone more often, some of these talented offenses coming to Green Bay are facing off against the Packers got to find a way to get it down in the red zone, because if not, it's going to be tough for this team overall. Then if we take a look at this Packers offense overall, we have also struggled when it comes to the red zone. Last year, the big story was, it's the gold zone. The Packers score almost every time last season. They scored on 80% of red zone drives last year. The Packers offense did. They were just incredible when it came to, scheming up those kind of offensive red zone plays, scoring on 80% of their touchdown or their red zone drives last year. This year, it has been a different story through the first 5 weeks of this NFL season. Right now, they are only scoring on 55% of the red zone drives, which is ranked 27th in the NFL. So the Packers have not been good in the red zone whatsoever. One of the worst teams in the NFL, which is sort of odd considering last year we were so good in the red zone. And this year so far, we are down about 25%. We're scoring 25% less when it comes to the red zone. The one good thing, though, the Packers are getting to the red zone a lot more than most teams. Right now, they are tied for the 7th most red zone attempts per game, which is tied with the Cowboys as well as the Kansas City Chiefs. So just like the Packers defense, the Packers are getting to the red zone a good amount of the time, which sort of helps offset that a little bit, the fact that they aren't really converting in the red zone. If they weren't getting into the red zone that many times and we're still only scoring on 55% of the time, I think the Packers wouldn't have a record of 4-1 at this point. So if the Packers can fix these red zone issues on the defensive side of the ball, as well as the offensive side of the ball, I see no reason why they couldn't, come out on top more than just 3 points. Maybe getting some 10-point wins, 20-point wins, 30-point wins, if we can figure out how to get it done in the red zone. And just the fact, going back to the injuries, the Packers have been without 4 or 5 of their best players. And the fact that we're still able to come out at 4-1 gives me lots of hope coming to the future, because hopefully Zadarius Smith will be back later this season. We don't know. He has that back injury. So who knows when he'll be back later this season. Also, Jair Alexander, we still don't know how long he's going to be out. David Bakhtiari as well should be back hopefully in the next few weeks because he was put on the IR. So we'll see if he can come back soon. Hopefully Elton Jenkins too, who has missed the past 3 games, as well as MVS on the IR, and Josh Myers, that injury at center as well. So if later in the season, this Packers offense and defense can get healthy, I'm guessing these additions back to the team, adding some of our best players back here, would probably improve our red zone defense as well as our red zone offense. So it's going to be interesting to see if this trend keeps up or if the Packers can figure out how to get it done just like they did last year, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video. I will leave the link to my NFL channel in the description down below. I should be putting a video out on there later today, so thank you guys who have subscribed over there. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.